Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Pop Spot, where we pop about all the spots you love in professional wrestling. And this week, we are popping about LPW 43 Revolution, featuring the Revolution Rumble, and we are also popping about the LPWxCWS show, number 31, Thunder Rolls. I am your host, Andre C. Right over here, joining me as usual is AWS. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. It's been a great weekend. We're gonna have a busy week this week. On the day we recorded this, I went out and I did my civic right of protesting the bullshit that our government is doing right now. As you know, one should. But I'm not here to talk about the government. I am here to talk about wrestling. Because wrestling's always great, and it's for everyone, and everyone's welcome.
Wrestling is for everybody, as Spencer always says off the top of every show. Same with Ivan always says that. I guess start adding that in. Wrestling is for everybody.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. But we're here to talk some LPW and some Clandestine Wrestling Society, and we're going to start off with the Clandestine Wrestling Society because that was the early afternoon show that we both worked at.
Yeah, we both worked that show.
Tell them what you were doing.
Well, I was actually taking tickets at the door. I was, they put me in charge of a cash box. Great choice. It was really cool. It was really cool to show up there early, shake hands with all the guys, and work the show. Thank you, Spencer, for giving me the opportunity to do a bit of volunteer work. It was great, and I would love to do it again sometime. And what were you doing? Oh, wait, we all know what you were doing.
I made my LPW debut on the afternoon show for the LPWx Clandestine Wrestling Society show, as I got to ring announce. I had volunteered. Just put it out to Spencer. I'm always down for a show, and if you need me, let me know. And he never got back to me, so I figured, bring my gear. You're going to a show. I always hear from wrestlers whenever they go to shows, they put a gear bag in their car just in case. You never know.
Yep.
If you're there and somebody goes, hey, we need somebody to fill a spot. I got there. We're bringing water in, helping Spencer out, and he goes, hey, you want to ring announce? And I'm like, yes, I'll grab my gear out of my car, and I did.
Great. We love that.
It was a blast, man. It was a really cool. Different setup, different people working with. It was a really good time. I messed up a couple times, but it
was great though. It was really cool to see.
Messed up twice. Both times messed up were the same for the same match I was announcing too.
Yeah, we'll get there. But because he was ring announcing, I was the one that had to take all the notes for the Clandestine show. So I will be giving a quick rundown of LPWxCWS 31 Thunder Rolls, full title Thunder Rolls Before the Lightning of the Revolution Strikes. Because we like long run titles at LPW.
I just like Thunder Rolls. That's all I said when I got up there. I'm just like, I love Pro Wrestling Clandestine Wrestling Society 31 Thunder Rolls is what I said. I wasn't doing the whole damn name. That was not happening.
Yeah, no, it's too long of a name. But it was a quick 5-match card. We're going to open up with match number 1 for the LPW Challenge Championship. It's still, relatively new. Clandestine graduate Jaxx Wylder versus the leader of the Clandestine Society, the founder, if you will, Michael Richard Blais, LPW Challenge Champion. This was a great match. Long may he reign, all that. This was a great match.
It was.
Yeah, opens up with honestly a really fun sequence of Jaxx and MRB trading arm bars. It's just a lot of jockeying and grinding for position. They were getting pretty good arm bars in on each other, so it was a pretty fun little technical sequence. We get another that continues into a longer sequence of reversals after everyone gets up and they get the standing ovation. The long sequence of reversals leads into MRB giving Jaxx a massive Irish whip into the corner that just absolutely probably crushes Jax's back into powder. It was brutal looking. And then immediately after that Irish whip, MRB immediately activates the Nightfall protocol, drops Jaxx on his on his leg with a backbreaker, and just starts wrenching his back. So that's the story of this match: is MRB wants to cripple Jaxx Wylder and save him and all that.
It might be the story of the whole day.
That really was. Like one of the main angles of the entire day was Jaxx and MRB just having this rivalry of who can cripple who first. This goes on for a while. We get MRB going for his double underhook tiger bomb, I think it is. He's trying to get on this move on Jaxx the whole match.
What's it called? Final consecration.
The final consecration. Thank you. He goes for the final consecration,
otherwise known as toasted bagel.
Yes. He goes for the toasted bagel. Jaxx manages to reverse it, land on his feet, and immediately hit a brutal looking forearm. There's a lot in this show. I'm just going to preface this. I'm going to be going kind of quick through the CWS show because the main show is where all the main stuff is at. We get the finishing sequence. Jaxx heads up to the top rope, goes for his swanton bomb. MRB manages to dodge last second, gets out of the way, immediately gets up, hits the toasted bagel for the 3, and the win. MRB is still your challenge champion.
Yeah, from my vantage point on the stage, I was oversetting with production. Really good match. Jax's his evolution is so good, and we've now started seeing him come to RCW and getting more experience there, and just seeing how this guy's evolving is absolutely tremendous.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal contest. I really love seeing Jaxx come into his own, and MRB is always a treat. Love seeing him anytime.
I say it every time. MRB is my favorite wrestler of all time. I even said it to him backstage, and he's like, "Oh, thanks, man."
We love that. That was great. I got to actually shake his hand this time. That was great.
Yeah, there you go. And again, it's absolutely just the wrestling knowledge he puts on was really crazy. A fun fact of this entire show, both shows, Gabe Sapolsky was here. He did a seminar the day before at the Clandestine Wrestling School, and he was there watching the shows. So I had a bit of nerves. I mean, I have Gabe Sapolsky, who's working for the WWE as a talent guy, is watching this show, and I'm like, I have no aspirations or anything like that because I just I'm good. I'm good with me. But just kind of nerve wracking. Gibbs Polsky,
yeah, definitely. I got to shake his hand at the door. It was super cool.
Yeah, I met him when he's inside, and I'm just like, "Hi, I'm Andrea. I'm ringing now." He's like, "Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Gabe Polsky," and then he went off. It was just, but it's just like, holy shit, it's Gabe Polsky. Crazy.
It was super cool. But we must move on to the next contest. It is a Young Lions showcase of 2 new graduates from the Clandestine Wrestling School. It is a match featuring Danielle Kreamer versus Kanwar Gill. Both of these guys fresh out the school, both under 18, which was crazy to hear about because Kanwar is 16 and Daniel is 17. They did phenomenally well. The match starts off with it's really just a showcase of what they've learned this entire match. So it's a pretty.
The biggest note I have on this is Kanwar Gill establishing his his mean streak early, and just kind of showing that he's kind of the bad guy here.
Yeah, he was doing a lot of really mean things. The pushing. The paintbrushing slaps, the mocking, the pushing the ref out of the way. Ref, of course, by Judge Ben Omen. We'll get to him later. This match was just a lot of really good fundamentals, really good character work from both. I would say Kanwar was slightly better with his character work because he got the ability to establish the dynamic a lot quicker. But Daniel was also really good at working a crowd.
He I would say in the last couple minutes of this match, he really had that baby face fire up, coming back and really getting to show starting the fire up and leading into that big spear he had. I know Kanwar with the knee to the face of Daniel in the ropes.
Yep.
Oh, I literally turned and looked at Jared Rogers, who was working on the production crew. And I'm like, we both were we were both just like, that looked amazing.
Oh, yeah, it looked great. My favorite spot from the match has to be Kanwar's, honestly really beautiful looking fisherman suplex. He hits a beautiful fisherman suplex, and he bridges perfectly in his first match. Wow, it is great.
I also got to give it up to Daniel's just straight up suplexes. The
Mhm.
form, the look of it, they looked perfection on just like his standard overhead suplex. Like
Mhm.
I people doing suplexes and they look fine. His was like picture perfect and it looked so good.
Yeah,
Like
you can tell they've had the fundamentals drilled into them, and that's great.
Mhm.
We get the finishing sequence of this match where Dan fires up and he gets his big comeback spot. He hits a super kick on Kanwar, immediately transitions into a sunset flip, manages to roll him over, but at the same time, Kanwar manages to pin Dan down. So both men's shoulders are down as
no,
Ben.
Kanwar had the sunset flip.
Oh, Kanwar hit the sunset.
And then Daniel kind of bridged a bit, but his shoulders was down and kind of pushed his legs over Kanwar to force his shoulders down. So you see Ben go down, going 1, 2, 3 with both hands.
Yep. So the match is officially ruled a draw. And Andre obviously announces that it's a draw, and there's a bit of, confusion. And who comes out but the random guy himself? It's Spencer Love. That was great. Is that he's just like he cuts this promo and his first thing is like, oh yeah, if you don't know who I am, I'm not just some random guy, and the crowd just starts chanting, random guy, random guy. That was great. But Spencer comes out, really gives these guys their props for having a great first contest in their wrestling career, points out that they're going to have great careers, and says straight up that they're both going to be in the Revolution Rumble later tonight. So good for them. They get it.
The winner was supposed to be in it. So this is like, screw it, put both in. Why not?
Yeah. So these two guys, fresh out of the school, get a chance at the Grand Championship tonight. So that's going to be that's good for them. Speaking of the Grand Championship, we move on to match number 3, which is an LPW Grand Championship Contenders match. Andre, would you like to start off with a little story?
This is where I messed up. I for some reason, when I was making the announcement, my dumbass, my brain farted, and I said this is a 4-way match, even though it was a 5-way match because I'm a dummy. And then if you look at the graphic, what does it say?
Says Contenders match.
Okay.
Fatal 5-way.
I had
Does
the
not
rundown
say it's
sheet
for the Grand Championship.
You know, it doesn't anywhere say it's for the Grand Championship, right?
Yeah,
and
it doesn't say
it. Rundown sheet just says Contenders match. We're on the Clandestine Wrestling Society show, right?
Right.
So I assume, being that the Grand Champion is in the match, that it's a number one contenders for the Championship of Salvation.
Yep.
Is what I thought. So that's
Which
what I
is
announced.
a fair decision to make.
I even asked Ben about it. And he's like, "No, that makes sense." It doesn't. He's like, "There's no technically wording." So that's what I announced. And then Crowe's the first one out, and and he goes, "No, this is the number one contender for my LPW Grand Championship," which made even less sense to me, because why would the champion be in his own number one contender match? I guess if he wins, he gets to face himself. I don't know.
I think the story is like, if he wins, he gets like a free night off at the next show, probably. Either that or it's
or like gets to pick his challenger or something, or
something like that. I mean, spoilers, he doesn't win, but so it's a 5-way for number one contendership for the LPW Grand Championship. It's your LPW Grand Champion, unified LPW Grand Champion now. Rhinestone Cowboy. Undisputed, unified, undisputed. LPW Grand Champion. Rhinestone Cowboy, Steven Crowe, taking on Marz the Specialist, one half of the Mad Lads, Nasty Nate Nixon, the Canadian Goose, Kyle Shaw, and returning once again, your friend and mine, Chad Money Millz.
Yeah. Chad Money Millz is back in the house. And new gear, new jacket. Look, the new jacket is phenomenal.
It's a varsity jacket. It's so cool looking. He cut this promo with it, and it looked phenomenal. So it was great. It was phenomenal. So this was a very chaotic contest, obviously. Immediately, like, I'm talking, the bell rings, and like a half a second later, Marz and Nate just immediately just start tearing into each other, which is completely fair. I mean, they have a tag match to settle things later tonight. Let's see. We got Steve going for an AJ Styles dive. Yeah, so everyone's outside of the ring, and he does the AJ lethal lockdown spot where he does a spinning like splash onto all the guys. Looked really awesome. Very well planned, very cool. Let's see. There's a point where Steven and Marz are in the ring, and Steven is like posed up at the ropes, and his legs are spread. And before Marz comes up to like actually fight Steven, Nate slides through Steven's legs, immediately gets up and starts beating onto Marz some more.
Great spot.
Loved that spot. We get Chad getting a big crossbody onto a couple guys. Very happy about that. We get a bunch of dueling pin attempts between Chad, Marz, and the Canadian Goose. Everyone getting a shot at, doing so, like there's a crucifix, a bunch of different quick yeah. At this point, Nate picks up Goose, and he calls him the funniest thing. He says, "Come on up here, Goose-topher." Goose-topher is I'm gonna like only call him Goose-topher now. And this is the point where Nate hits Goose-topher with it was an air raid crash he hit him with, because I've learned again on this show the difference between an air raid crash and an emerald flosion. I wrote emerald flosion. I was incorrect.
Yeah, emerald flosion, different positioning.
Yeah, we get one later. We get the finishing spot where Chad hits a swinging neck break. Basically, there's a bunch of it's like a finisher spamming moment. Chad hits. We had a name for this. I called it a swinging neck breaker, but it was like Gold Dust's like Golden Globe. You gave him a name for this. It was like the frat boy twist or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was something like that. So Chad hits that move. Steve immediately picks up Chad and hits the good, the bad, the ugly. But Steven gets thrown out of the ring. Goose takes advantage and picks up Chad and hits Chad with the Mr. Flacco assisted Sister Abagoose for the 3. And he is now your number 1 contender for the Grand Championship. So in the new year, expect to see Goose versus Steven Crowe at the first LPW show of the year.
Yeah, it's what it looks like. We're going to get Goose and Crowe in January, or possibly Goose and Crowe in January, because he still has to defend against Casey Ferreira later in the night. So
possibly, yeah, we'll see. We move on to match number.
It could end up being the Oil Rumble match too.
Really damn, that would be cool to see. Yeah, Goose and whoever wins that Grand Championship match. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. We move on to match number 4 of the evening. We get a exhibition contest between Zoe Sager, the intangible Zoe Sager, and the runaway model Nick Shostastic. This contest, there's a lot of crowd discourse in this contest.
Oh, it's the kids.
So, yeah, it's the kids. So the kids, and they'll come back later because I have a bone to pick with these kids. These kids call Zoe Sager, her. They say she looks 40. That is not cool.
But they're like 10.
Yeah, they're like 10, but like come up with something more accurate. Looks 40. And then later they double down and say she looks 50, which is just completely unhinged. Jeez. I don't often say I feel bad for Zoe, but I feel bad for Zoe in this moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Zoe just gets really pissed off. Like, there's a lot of vitriol in Zoe's offense because she just lost her Grand Championship at the October show. Sadly, I wasn't at. There's a lot of vitriol in Zoe. Nick takes a lot of abuse in this, but Nick does hit the move of the CWS show, in my opinion, which was the running power sidewalk slam.
Yeah, so he has him up he has her up on the shoulder, like looking like gonna run for like those classic British Bulldog power slam. But he runs and then pulls her down into a sidewalk slam, which I think we're gonna dub the runaway slam.
It's a great name. You can have that one, Nick. The runaway slam. We're gonna call it that at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. Nick also hits a offshoot, a bootleg, if you will, of the Rich Olympic Slam, the Nick Olympic Slam. He gets that for 2. We get the finish of the match where Zoe hits her drive-by kick, where she jumps up on the bottom rope and kicks the person in the face. And then we get the drive-by knee from Zoe, which ostensibly knocks Nick out for the moment, and she picks up the win off of that. Big 3, big win for the intangible, giving her a little bit more momentum going into the evening and LPW 43. Great match. Can't complain about it.
I really enjoyed it. I'm always impressed by Zoe. Her in ring is top notch. There's the reason she signed to WWEID. And then Nick has just been evolving ever so much. Every time we see him, he's always upping his game, doing something different, like always adding little things to his repertoire. I think he's doing absolutely tremendous. So yeah, I really had fun with this one.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was very happy with how this went. Yeah. But we move on to the main event of CWS 31. It is a match for the CWS Championship of Salvation. It is your current CWS Champion of Salvation, white shirt, William Taylor, taking on the Thickness, Reid Matthews. Another precursor for a match that'll be showing up on LPW 43 later that day. More violence, more anger coming out of this match. Yeah, violence, one might say.
I went the other way and made it very offensive to start. I just really that.
Damn. Just flip off our audience.
I apologize to everybody watching. I shouldn't have done it that way. It should have been like this. I apologize. I went the wrong way with that.
Opening up this match, we get a lot more. We get a call back to the first match with more technical offense, chain wrestling, hammer locks, very cool jostling for position. But then Reid just says, "Screw it," and he hits the pounce. Ugh. I love the
pounce. Period.
I love the pounce. It is one of my favorite moves in this business. Like, this is gonna out me in some way, shape, or form. I was a huge Monty Brown mark. Of course, I did not know him as Monty Brown because I didn't watch TNA way back then. I knew him as Marcus Corvon, which is a shame because Monty Brown is so much cooler. But I love the pounce. It's a great move. They just beat each other all over the venue. By the way, different venue. We didn't bring it up. This is emanating from the Freemasons Hall downtown as opposed to Rec Room. They just beat each other all over this venue. We get a moment where Will hits a big belly-to-belly suplex to the Thickness on the outside, and the sound that it made was crazy. We get a big old knee from the Thickness for 2 later in the match.
That looked rough.
Yeah, Reid Matthews hits the signature seismic toss, which I misnomered and called it the Thickplex, but it is in fact the seismic toss. That was a really close pin attempt. It was like 2.8. I didn't have my barometer going, so I didn't have an exact number on that. We get the finish of the contest. Ben, the referee, Judge Ben Omen, goes down on a miscalculated power slam attempt. I believe Will was lifting Thickness.
It was that spot where Thickness puts Will up or puts him on his shoulders, and he spins about into the spine buster. Yeah, but Ben got hit by the foot of Will and went down. So Thickness lines up. He's going to hit a big move. And out of nowhere.
Out comes Nate Nixon to interrupt the cannonball attempt. Yeah, Nate hits him with the Championship of Salvation. Manages to help Will over to get onto the Thickness. Wakes Ben up. Will gets the 3 off of that. Retains the belt. The Mad Lads are celebrating post-match. There's a bit of a beatdown on the Thickness. They just beat down the Thickness for a while. Marz, the specialist, comes out with a broomstick handle and just runs the Mad Lads off. There's a promo post match with a lot of vitriol. I have a couple of lines from it. He says that the Short Kings will finally put the Mad Lads down, Old Yeller style. Reid takes the mic and says that I'm not mad, I'm pissed. And he pulls a Rorschach from the Watchmen here and says, "We aren't trapped in this building with you. You're trapped here with us." And that closes off the Clandestine show. It was a really good show. Second ever Clandestine show I've been to. The first one was the very first one.
I've been to a few.
Yeah, this was fun. This was a very fun show. A lot of great action, a lot of technical work, and again, like the two graduates from match 2 were impressive as hell. That was their first match. So I'm super excited to see what happens a bit later that night. Was what I was thinking when the show ended.
Me too. So we move on to LPW 43. Are you ready for a revolution, baby? Revolution Rumble. So we kick it off with our first match of the show. It is a scramble match for the LPW Scramble Championship. It is Rose returning to defend her Scramble Championship against the Runaway Model, Nixon, the Canadian Goose, Kyle Shaw, Chad Money Millz, and both members of Ferreira, Burak and Sheik Shabaz are here in this match. So Tag Team Champions kind of having a. I don't think they ever they went to face off at one point in the match, but it kind of got interrupted.
Yeah, we had that fun little moment at the beginning where like it was just those two in the ring, and then they were like, "Yeah, no, this I want to cover this bit." So they shake hands, and then they play rock paper scissors, and Barat loses. So he's like, you know what it is, and then he immediately lays down finger poke of doom style, and Sheik tries to pick up
the rock, paper, scissors of doom is
the rock, paper, scissors of doom. Barat lies down. Sheik goes to cover him, and everyone jumps in the ring and makes sure that doesn't happen. Which is a great dynamic. That would have been a great way to take the belt.
Yeah. There was a right early, Rose is in there being cocky as hell. And so she ends up getting whipped by Ferreira into towards Goose, who just headbutts the shit out of her. Just throws. that was crazy.
That was cool.
It's a great spot. Ferreira getting that cheers power bomb to Chad.
Yeah, the Authors of Pain spot. Model. Very happy with that.
So good. Chad takes out Goose, and then it takes out Goose and Nixon, but then gets hit with this inverted crossroads by Rose, where she instead of spinning the one way, she spun the other way with it. It looked really good. Nick's kind of in the ropes, and Goose runs at him for a crossbody, and he catches him or he grabs him and he slams him and comes over the top with a corkscrew over the top into an elbow. I love that from Nick.
That was great.
Yeah, lots of double team stuff here. Rose backslides Goose, just backslide and then rolls him through and hits this nasty looking Kamigoye, the Kodobushi Kamigoye for 2. Oh my god, did that look like?
Yeah, no, it was brutal looking. Yeah.
There's just so Chad gets a dive off the top to Rose hitting that ball and splash.
Yeah,
he gets 2. Rose hits a roundhouse kick to Goose for 2, and then Mad Lads come out to stop Ferreira from hitting the murder on Rose,
which is a shame. We love murder.
We do. And then Elevation ended up hitting this
the 3-way
the super buck nasty with the arcing down kick to the opponent from Rose.
I call it the super duper buck nasty.
The super duper buck nasty. That's on to Barat, but then the Short Kings come out attacking, stopping Rose from being able to get in the pin there. Short Kings hit dual suicide dives to the Mad Lads on the floor. Chad ends up coming in, hitting a Blue Thunder bomb on Rose, but then Goose immediately grabs him, gets a mandible claw in, And then so he's pulling him towards the corner with the goose mandible claw, whatever you want to call it.
Flocko, yeah.
The flock mandible claw. And then Nick Shastasik, Rose is out on the ground from the Blue Thunder Button. Shastasik comes in to grab Chad from behind, but Chad turns and elbows him in the back of the head while still in the mandible claw. The flock mandible claw, whatever you want to call it. And Shastasik gets hit and just kind of falls and twists and falls onto Rose for the 1, the 2, and the 3. And we have a new LPW Scramble Champion in the runaway model, Nick Shastasik.
Out of nowhere. And yeah, no, I think this is a good coming of age, or like coming into his own for Nick Shastasik. Sure, he kind of won the title by accident here, which, you know, some people probably aren't going to enjoy. I think it's great, and I think it's
great.
Yeah, I think it's great that, you know, we have a change in title. We get a little bit of post-match, just Rose getting up, realizing she lost the belt, and she kind of lays into the Mad Lads a little bit. It's like, what the hell, man? What happened? You were supposed to help me win, blah, blah, blah. Setting up stuff for later, clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a great match.
The Elevation is not in a good mode right now.
Yeah, the Elevation aren't in sync at the moment.
No. But we are going to move on to our second match on the LPW Revolution show, which pretty much the Short Kings were already out at ringside after this whole kerfuffle. Mad Lads are out there, so they say, let's do this right now. We're out here. Let's go. So that's just like, yep.
And the Mad Lads try and get away, but as they go to leave, Spencer starts announcing the match, and they're just like, damn it.
So they all start brawling before the bell can ring. They brawl to the floor. They brawl all around the floor until the eventual match gets going. On the floor before it starts, we get the Short Kings butt drum splash and senton combo. Love it.
It's such a great move.
Yeah, they do it to Nate on the floor, and he's kind of out for a bit. So they end up, the Sickness rolled in while Marz went to the corner. Will was back in the ring, so the match officially starts. And Thick. There's a great double team spot by the Short Kings to Will Taylor, where Thick hits like a half Nelson slam to Marz onto Will Taylor.
Yeah, no, that looked really cool.
Yeah, Will getting this crazy looking German to Thickness. Look, just launching him, which is like, it's hard to launch a man the size of the Thickness. It's like, that is tough, man.
Will is strong as heck.
Yeah, Nate gets a nasty German to Thick. This is the one where you said, no, that was a nasty German. I went, no, it's not.
Yeah, it was a joke. Yeah, it's like, you could call that a nasty German. And it's like, well, Andreas might call it that.
Oh, taking shots at our boy when he's not even here to defend himself.
You're the one that said it.
Yeah, I said it to his face. I said it to him. I said it while he was right there. I didn't say it here.
I'm just saying what you said.
Oh, so mean, man. Going after a boy when he's not even around. Nate does get a nasty German on Thickness. He goes to the top, but Thickness ends up dodging the corkscrew splash off the top. So much crazy in this match. Marz hitting it just so much crazy here. The Blue Thunder, the Short Kings hit the Blue Thunder backbreaker, the Blue Thunder bomb backbreaker to Nasty Nate Nixon. We have now named that nasty knee from Nate, and it's the Captain Nasty Knees.
Yep, the Captain Nasty.
The Captain Nasties. The Captain Nasties.
And if anyone that does Nate's gear is listening, a Captain Falcon inspired gear would go pretty hard.
Yeah, Captain Falcon inspired gear would be pretty damn cool.
There was just so much knee offense, so immediately I went to Captain Falcon, which is great.
Yeah. Marz hits a moonsault. Thickness comes off the top of the spinning splash to Will Taylor. And then Ferreira makes their way out, and they start beating on both teams, and this causes a no contest. Absolutely tremendous match, but then Spencer gets on the mic and says, "Nah, it's the last show of the year. But we're not going to have you guys calling and bitching and complaining and all this stuff all throughout the holidays. Like, no, I'm going to make a decision now that it's going to at the LPW show in January. I'm pretty sure it's just a normal LPW, not the Oil Rumble, but the one back at the Rec Room in January. We are going to get a 3-way match for the LPW Tag Team Champions. It's going to be champions Ferreira taking on the Short Kings, taking on the Mad Lads, and holy moly, it's going to be nuts, man.
Yeah, that match is going to be great. They're starting off 2026 with a potential tag match of the year candidate. So,
dude, and honestly, I gotta say, when we do our awards in January, Ferreira versus the Short Kings is right now is leading my tag team match of the year. This was right close, but the ending, I'll say the ending took it away from me a little bit, just because we didn't get a satisfying conclusion to this match like we did with Short Kings and Ferreira, depending on what you wanted.
Yeah, we didn't get a definitive win.
Yeah. So again, dude, they're tag, and then we've seen a couple other potential. We saw a couple other potential tag teams that could be sprucing up the 2026 scene in the Rumble. So
yeah, you have opportunity to make Love Wrestling the tag division promotion.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's definitely that was a great contest. Yeah, it's definitely in the talk for top 5 tag matches I've seen all year. So
yeah. So we move on. LPW Grand Championship. It is the Rhinestone Cowboy, Steven Crowe, defending his championship against the Midnight Marauder, Casey Ferreira.
Oh my God, I was so happy to see Casey Ferreira.
We saw the first set of gear from Casey Ferreira here. So he's in his yellow and black gear in this match.
Mm-hmm. He's got his championship gold on.
Yeah. But let's talk about Steven Crowe's entrance. So he so Casey Ferreira comes out, and then Crowe's music starts. And then
it's not exactly Crow's music, it's Dead of Night that starts playing.
Yeah. And then we have 3 drag performers come out. I do not know their names.
I'm pulling up their names right now.
Oh, okay. They come out, and we get a little performance, and then Crowe makes his way out, and he has both his LPW Grand Championship and the true championship of it all, the ZPW Championship, with them too. And he raises them he raises them up, and he's holding them in the air, and the ZPW gets yanked away from him by a couple of the performers.
Yeah, the 3 drag performers, by the way, did a great job. Were Mortis X, Saint Solstice, and the Red Silence. Thank you for performing. It was a wonderful performance.
It was. And then so they rip that title away, they hold it up in the air, and Crowe pulls out a can of spray paint and just defiles ZPW Championship with a big red X, and then throws it in the garbage. Like he's a cheap ass Lunger Blais.
Damn.
Yeah.
The drag people did really good in this segment. It was definitely it was very cool to see drag mixed with wrestling.
Oh, I should bring that picture up then.
Yeah. It was very cool to see drag mixed with wrestling. It was awesome. Great entrance, great performance.
This is towards the end of the entrance. Gives credit to this. Kat got this picture. So
thank you, Kat, for the great picture.
Did not mean to do that.
No, we're not there yet.
I messed up my graphics.
There we go.
So I'll let you on this one.
All right. Yeah. So we get we open up with Steve just being brutal and being completely cocky by just getting up into the corner and just shoving his crotch into Casey's face.
Well, he just rocked him with that palm kick right off the top to start it. Just fucking palm kick out of nowhere.
Yeah, no, it was brutal looking. We get Casey does this really cool looking, he did the handspring. Steven is on the apron, and we get this big flip handspring where he uses the back of the heels of his feet to kick Steven off of the apron. I've never seen that before, and that looked brutal. He clatters them. He like clatters Steve with his heels.
I've seen that move before.
Yeah. We get later in the match, Casey, is it Casey or I think it's Steven. One of them locks in a really cool modified Rings of Saturn.
That was Crowe.
Yeah, it was Crowe that locked that in. And it was like, because normally the Rings of Saturn is the guy is laying belly down. He's laying on his side.
And Crowe's on his knees.
Yeah, and it's like a Lion Tamer version, like a Lion Tamer-esque modification of the Rings of Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
It was brutal looking.
Yeah, it was
he
crazy.
does this a few times during the match. We get a massive superplex from Casey later in for 2. That
was a spot where Crowe had him in the Tree of Woe, right?
Yeah,
and then Crowe goes up. And then Crowe goes up, and then Casey like just sits his way up and starts brawling with him. Then he turned it into working on the freeway and hit that superplex. That was crazy.
It was a great spot. Casey hits a Falcon Arrow, and then immediately after he goes to pick up Steve for a move, and Steven hits this incredibly brutal looking Poison Rana.
Oh, that
looked disgusting. And he immediately picks up Casey and goes for his own double underhook power bomb or toasted bagel for 2.
Well, no, that was his. He does the double underhook and up and then into a backbreaker.
It was a backbreaker. Okay, I thought it was. I thought he did a power bomb there.
He hits it into the backbreaker across the knee.
Yeah. We get a Busaico knee by Casey, I believe, and there was a lot of Busaico knee on this show. Love me a good knee. He gets that into. It was another weird kick sort of move. And he gets a 2 there. We get Casey later on trying to get the win with a beautiful, like picture perfect looking frog splash for 2. It was really well done. And then after the frog splash, it's like this was weird. Okay, because like he hits the frog splash and then it goes like 1, 2, and it doesn't really look like Steve kicks out, but he does. There was a lot of confusion on that spot. I think it was intentional. But because of all the confusion, Steven does take advantage and manages to hit the good, the bad, and the ugly on Casey and manages to pick up the sneaky win off of that. Retains his LPW Grand Championship. And Casey Ferreira, as the stipulation states, will now be in the Revolution Rumble.
Yep.
Yeah.
Loser enters the Rumble because they don't have the title.
Yeah, because the Rumble's for a shot at the Grand Championship. It was a very cool, very good contest. First time seeing Casey Ferreira. Looking up his cage match, I was super excited because he's done a lot of stuff with like mystery and prestige wrestling. He's done a lot of stuff with people from the Black Hole show that we saw months ago that I was super excited to know more about.
Half those people were people from BC.
Yeah. So it was I was super excited. And just seeing him and what he can do, I was super excited to see him in the Rumble. Which, speaking of, it is now time. It is time for the main event of the evening. Match number 4. The first ever LPW 30-man Revolution Rumble. And this isn't the first Rumble I've seen live. And it certainly isn't going to be the last. I mean, check out later this week or next week when we drop an episode on CWE Rumble to Remember. But this Rumble had like genuine stakes for me because there's the whole situation with Rich and Larry and the Rad's whole situation. There's of course just Steven making enemies of everyone he's ever wrestled. There's the intrigue of Elevation, like what if they all get into the ring together? What could happen then? There's the opportunity for surprise entrance. I mean, with Casey Ferreira showing up, like I'm sure other people from BC might be turning up.
Mm-hmm.
There's the intrigue of, Zoe Sager. What if she picks up the win and actually manages to get her shot at the Grand Championship again? There's so much angle and so much intrigue in this match, and that made it more fun to speculate what was going to happen. And I think the biggest story of this match was the fact that last month at the Mystery Battle Royal, T.Y picked up the win, got us free shot into the Revolution Rumble, and decided, I'm going to go in at number 1.
Well, he was given the final entrant position is what he won.
Yeah, but he changed his mind and says he wants to go in from number 1. He wants to earn it. And yeah, considering he's kind of been in the shadow of Rich this entire time, because almost every champion, situation that TY's had in the last year or two, Rich has been a big part of him receiving that. Mm-hmm. So it's a great story, and there's so much intrigue and angle. I'm sorry, I rambled for a bit. But yeah, no, I'm just super excited to see where this goes. So we're going to do this slightly differently. During the show, I did all the notes for entries and did some notes for spots that I found were very funny. And Andre also took some notes for spots, and he did all of the eliminations. So
I did all the entrances. What are you talking about? What I
got? You're funny.
I am, aren't I?
Yeah, you are. So I will be going through the entrances one by one. And if there's anything funny, I will point it out.
And I'll be jumping in with eliminations throughout. So
yeah,
don't worry.
So that'll be how it goes. So entry number 1, as always, T.Y Jackson. He comes out.
I was so surprised. T.Y came up.
Yeah, so surprised that what he said was going to happen happened. Yeah, so number 1, T.Y Jackson. And number 2, the first 2 men starting the Rumble are T.Y Jackson and Casey Ferreira.
I feel bad for Casey. He had like a 15-minute break, and then he has to go back in the beginning. That's just not. Rumble. This is not fair. But again, it's all for those positioning. It's luck of the draw.
However, right? He did have enough time to change his gear.
Yeah, from yellow and gold to his red, blue, and purple.
Yeah, his red, purple, and black sort of gear.
Yeah,
he's really cool looking. Then we get a fun little sequence between T.Y and Casey for a bit, and then we get number 3, Elliot Tyler,
Casey's tag partner.
Beefy Elliot Tyler. Hey, the other half of the Rogues, Casey Ferreira and Elliot Tyler, are in the ring together, and they start taking advantage
with matching gear. That we did learn that Casey Ferreira picks the colors, yet he is colorblind.
Yep, it was hilarious to find out about that.
Oh, that was so funny.
We get number 4 event.
Oh, before you go to the next one, T.Y hit this beautiful whisper in the wind off the top.
It was great. Yeah,
great spot.
It was great. We get number 4, the thickness, Reid Matthews. Violence. Don't flip off the people.
I did it the other. I went to
you did it the right way. I was
like, no, got to do it the right way this time.
Yeah. So thickness gets in, and we get a little bit of like a 2-on-2 sort of.
Maybe that's what thickness will do if he turns bad guy. He'll start going the other way.
He'll start with the flip off. Yeah. Okay. We get a bit of a 2x2, and then we get number 5, the leader of the Clandestine Society, Michael Richard Blais. He immediately gets in, and he hits a very fun. There goes my hat. I went to scratch my head. He hits a very fun spot where I think he starts with Casey. He wedges Casey in and gets him ready for a cheeky.
No, it was thickness, then Casey.
Then Elliot, then T.Y. He did
T.Y, yeah.
So he wedges each of them into a corner, and he hits 4 different cheeky Nando's kicks onto each of them. And I love the Nando's kick. It's such a great move.
Yeah.
Thank
great
you,
Will,
spot. For doing that. Then we get number 6, and Andre was very excited about this.
The man, the myth, the legend, Brady Malibu makes his return to Edmonton wrestling after 12 plus years, almost 13 years since he has wrestled in Edmonton. He returns for the LPW Revolution Rumble. I was so surprised, man. Again, I haven't seen this dude since like 2013 when he was in PWA. I was like, my mind was blown that Brady Malibu is back, and he's looking like in incredible shape. Dude's been wrestling in BC with Boom Pro Wrestling. I was like out of my mind. I'm like, oh my god, I was so excited for Brady Malibu. I might have been one of a few maybe in the place, but like,
no.
Holy shit!
I know Andreas didn't know anything about him because he's right next to me, and he's like, "Oh, who's this Baywatch guy?"
Yeah, but yeah, again, I think Andreas would come in right around the time he left. So
yeah,
he started like coming to or at least to PWA regularly.
Yeah, which is fair. Brady has this I have a note about one of his first moves in the thing. He kicks someone in the balls and then immediately goes into push-ups. And I'm like, oh my god, I love this guy.
Well, no, what he had the person in trio went to run at him with a drop kick, then stopped, went and climbed up because he learned this is the tag team move he had with El Fantasma, went up and just stomped on his balls in the corner, like in the trio.
Yes.
A la El Fantasma, and then came back down and did his push-ups.
It's such a great move.
There's a spot here though.
Also, Blais, you go ahead.
Blais has Malibu and he goes, he yells, Brady Malibu is an asshole to go in before he attacks him. I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah, we get a very fun. Actually, no, wait. I actually think this is later. We move on to number 7. Making his LPW debut. It is the kickboxing man myth himself, Jack O'Connor. Very happy to see Jack. Do love that guy. Very happy to see Jack. And he immediately goes into kickboxing stuff. He starts kicking around Brady Malibu and a couple of other people. I think he kicks
Blais,
Elliot Tyler a few times. Yeah.
He kicks the leg out of everybody's leg,
Yeah. Is this where the big Tower of Doom happens? I think, yeah.
It's around this time where you get this like crazy. It may have been a couple more people in.
Yeah.
And you get this like Spanish fly the Spanish fly Tower of Doom.
Yeah, because like T.Y and someone else are up on the top. T.Y and Blais are up on the top, and everyone else like just crowds underneath them, and we get a big Spanish fly Tower of Doom, or as our local Spanish expert said, El Torre de Poder. Thank you, Andreas.
That's right. I don't think that's right.
It's not, but that's what he told me. He said it's impossible to use those words in a sentence.
I am going to challenge that with Google Translate. Oh, yeah. Okay. I use Google Translate. You want to know what? I should switch around. Hold on.
You go ahead.
Hold on. Torre de la Fatalidad.
Torre de la Fatalidad. Okay, fair.
Torre de la Fatalidad.
Okay, well, thank you, Google Translate. Thank you for proving Andreas
wrong. You're better than our Spanish friend.
Yes, thank you. We get number 8. Number 8 comes in, and this is Zoe Sager, the intangible herself, getting an early spot. Reason for her to prove herself, I guess. No eliminations yet. Honestly, surprising.
I know when the first one comes.
Yeah, so. You have all of them. Yeah, so Zoe comes in and we get a couple of fun spots with her. But we move on to number 9, Marz the Specialist, the other half of the Short Kings.
Okay, so right before Marz came out, you have Thickness gets tossed out by Elliot Tyler and Casey Ferreira.
Yeah, so the Rogues take advantage and throw out Thickness just before Marz comes out, and we get a little
interaction on the stage as Thickness said in the back, of Marz is like, "What the hell, man?" Like,
a little bit more dissension between the Short Kings here. I'm afraid where this is going, but Marz gets in there and he continues to do his thing, which is not be killed and throw people around. Then we get number 10. Number 10.
Wait, who's number 9? Who's
what?
Number 9? Who's number 9?
No, Marz was number 9.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said Marz was number 8. My brain's not working.
Marz was number 9. Number 10, Clandestine Wrestling School graduate Daniel Kreamer from earlier. He gets in there, and he does get a few suplexes in. He does get a few moves in.
And he somersault into a cutter.
Somersault into a cutter was great looking.
To Marz, yeah. But then Zoe spoils it all, grabs him, and throws him the hell out.
Second elimination, Daniel Krieger. Hold on. He's not here. No, Daniel Kreamer eliminated by Zoe Sager. And then we get number 11, Nasty Nate Nixon, continuing to be a thorn in Marz the Specialist. He came out to his RCW music, which is cool as hell.
Well, that's just his singles music. If he's at the last LPW show, that's the music he came out to because he was coming out as a singles wrestler.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't there, so that makes sense. So yeah, Nasty Nate Nixon comes out and he does his thing. Taking a moment, no eliminations. Yeah, we get number 12. I'm just gonna take like a minute or like a moment before every entrance in case an elimination comes up. Number 12, we get white shirt William Taylor. Both of the Mad Lads now in the contest, and they immediately just start taking it to Marz the Specialist.
So Will Taylor in there, he gets a beautiful Ushi on
it was a
Elliot Beef Tyler.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's right at this point, but the next elimination was Brady Malibu being eliminated by the Mad Lads after he tries to eliminate Marz the Specialist.
The face, I'm sad that I didn't get. Yeah, I'm sad that I didn't get a picture of Brady's face when he got eliminated. But the face he made was hilarious.
It was like, how do I say this? It was deadpan, but he was also shocked at the same time. It was like a deadpan shock. I don't know how I'm describing that, but he's like this look of like he was
yes, no, it was
shocked, but he was like, I'm not showing any emotion all at the same time. I don't know how it works, but it did.
Yeah, it was super cool. We get number 13, the runaway model, the new LPW Scramble Champion, Nick Shostastic. Big ooh la la chance as he comes out. I don't have anything for this segment.
Yeah, he was not in here long because after maybe I think it was before the next elimination or the next
entrance.
Nick Shostastic gets eliminated by the Mad Lads.
Yeah, then the Mad Lads, they start. This is them starting to have a tear essentially. Mm-hmm. They're big couple of eliminations, and then we get number 14, one half of Paralira, the super tall, super jacked and juicy Barat Garani. He gets in there and he starts jaw-jacking and, punching the Mad Lads for a bit because, now they have to have their match in January. Nothing? Yeah, nothing.
Not yet.
Okay. We get number 15, the Canadian Goose, or as he should be called forever now, Goostafer. Goostafer comes out and he gets a few good shots in, a good few spots. Then we get number 16, your King of the North and mine, Rich King, being accompanied by Thaddeus Archer III for the moment. Yep, there we go.
No. He doesn't like that.
Yeah, anymore. He doesn't do that. He doesn't touch tips anymore.
He doesn't like that anymore.
He's the tippy top. But yeah, no, Rich King, he gets out and immediately goes for TY for a bit. Just to show him his place.
So before Rich came out, we did get a rope walk into a blockbuster by Barat Garani.
I had that. I had Barat Taker because not only did he do the old school, he also did Snake Eyes.
Yeah, and then Rich comes in and everybody starts beating up Rich. Y'all gang up on him like it's unfair. Why y'all beating up on Rich? He didn't do anything wrong.
All he did was say that Larry's mom's cookies were mid.
And they were.
Yeah,
they were.
I think it's before number 17. We get this moment where MRB is up in the corner and he's got Nate Nixon and he just yells, "Andre Adam, look at this. I'm going to twist his mustache." And he twists Nate's mustache, the source of his power.
Twist it!
Yeah, was so good.
Yeah, I loved it. Well, I was distracted looking at something else, and he yelled. Then he yelled at us. I'm like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, we need to pay attention.
Yeah.
We get number 17 coming out next. Sheik, Akbar, Shabaz, the other half of
Shabaz.
Paralira.
Shabaz.
He's under arrest. Shabaz, the other half of Paralira, comes out, and they go on a tear for a bit. No eliminations, because this next segment's going to be.
They do go on a tear here, and I'm not sure exactly when they happen, but Beef gets tossed out by B-Rat.
Yeah.
Same time that Sheik tosses out Casey Ferreira.
Yeah, so the Rogues are eliminated by Paralira.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think that was before this next entrant, because this next entrant is fun. So the next entrant comes out. It's Big Bad Boris. And he's doing commentary as he always is, and then his name comes up on the Titantron. Everyone's
he's on commentary with Steven Crowe.
With Steven Crowe, yeah.
So the worst part about this, probably, in my opinion, is he left Steven Crowe alone on commentary. So this jerk could say whatever he wanted.
Yeah, God, I kind of feel like I have to watch the IWTV stream of this just so I can see what Steven Crowe said. So Big Boris gets up, he gets into the ring, and the first thing he does is he slams Zoe Sager.
Yep. And then
beautiful callback.
Starts trying to pick up B-Rat. And he can't pick up B-Rat. So he switches over to Sheik, and I truly think Sheik is a little thicker than B-Rat. He's probably a little bit heavier than B-Rat. He tries him and he can't do it. So he's like, screw it. Goes to self-eliminate Drew Carey style over the top.
Yep.
But just as he's going over, B-Rat kind of places his hand on him and gives him just the smallest little
gentle push.
So I am giving that elimination to B-Rat.
I respect that.
Because he technically was the last person to push him out as he was going over. So technically, I give that elimination to B-Rat.
Yeah, that was super fun.
Yeah,
Boris' segment. It's not the most fun I had at this Rumble. We'll get there, but it was definitely a very fun segment. And after that, we get number 1919, the other clandestine graduate, Kanwar Gill. He gets in and gets a few good, fun spots. I don't remember if he gets eliminated before the next guy.
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. Okay, and then we move on to number 20. It's time to fist, boys. It's Real Talk, Dean Richter.
Let's go. I don't remember exactly.
Time to fist chance as soon as he gets in and he goes on a tear. He hits a bunch of fist arms and fist kicks on basically everyone except Rich, and then Rich and him kind of lock eyes and they start teaming up at this point.
Yeah. So this is where Kanwar gets tossed out by Rich. So first elimination for Rich. Then he tosses out Jack. Then they toss out Jack O'Connor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was just those two.
Goose already in this at this point?
I thought what? Yeah, Rich was in at 16.
No, Goose.
Goose is in at 15.
Yeah, so
and then Goose also got eliminated.
And they toss Goose. Yeah.
So immediately as Dean comes out, Rich tops the Mad Lads on most eliminations.
Well, he's now tied with the Mad Lads.
Oh yeah, they also got 3. Yeah, so now they both have 3 eliminations. And then we move on to number 21. Oh goodness, it's Rose. Elevation is now fully in the ring. There's they kind of weren't on the same page earlier when she lost the Scramble title. But they pose. They kind of show everyone that they're still on the same page. And then the Mad Lads immediately take down Rose and throw her.
Okay, so before Rose came out, I do have 2 eliminations.
Yes.
B-Rat gets eliminated by Will Taylor.
Yes.
So he gets one of his own, and then Nate eliminates Sheik. So
the Mad Lads eliminate Paralira.
But Mad Lads as a group technically have 5, but as a tag team they had 3, and each on their own have 1.
Yeah. Okay. So
and then Rose makes her way.
Then Rose comes out, and they pose, and everything seems fine. And they immediately beat down Rose.
Earlier on in the match, they kind of started working with Zoe.
Yeah.
Earlier in the Rumble, they were hitting a bunch of moves, and they kind of let Zoe be. They didn't attack. And then Rose comes out and she starts demanding of things that she does. And they immediately grab her and just throw her the hell over the top rope.
Yeah, so the Mad Lads have turned on Rose.
Mm-hmm.
And they start posing with Zoe because now Zoe is their belle of the ball.
The intangibles.
The intangible lads.
No, just the intangibles. That's all we need.
There you go. So Elevation is now the intangibles.
Yeah.
So we move on to number 22. I think he's making his LPW debut as well. It is Dangerous Danny Evans, previously seen on the show at Sid Greed's last Ride death match.
Mm-hmm. So Danny did come in here. He got a beautiful swinging rock bottom onto Zoe, where you had her in the front follow position and swung her around and hit the rock bottom. Looked really good. I know Dean and in around this time hit a choke bomb onto Jaxx Wylder.
Yep.
Yeah. Or Jack hasn't come out yet. Sorry.
Yeah.
No,
Jack has not come out yet.
I think Jaxx is like the next one. It's the next.
Yeah, Jaxx comes out right now. Actually, number 24. Number 23 is Jaxx Wylder.
Yeah, so he gets a lot of good emphasis, but Dean does eventually hit him with a choke bomb.
There's a point during this segment where Nate and Jaxx collide, and I think he makes Nate like spit, and that spit lands on me. So I put in my notes, Nate unintentionally spits on me.
There's a spot where somebody spit their gum on the mic.
Yeah, and then the kids were like, "Oh my god, is that a tooth?"
Like, no, it's gum.
Yeah. And then we get, fuck's sake, we get number 24, and this is for those of us that are fans of PWA in the late 2010s. This is a hell of a callback. It's Nightmare number 2, or as Spencer called him.
No, don't say. Yeah. Don't.
I'm not saying it. Okay, good. I'm gonna call it Nightmare Shitty Meme.
Yeah, he decided to be dumb, but yeah. Dean around this time does get thrown out by Marz, the specialist in this area.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah, and then we get. Actually, did this happen before number 25? No, it definitely happens after. So number 25, it's your boy and mine. It's Chad Money Millz.
Yeah, the money pit. Baby.
I am the money pit's HBIC, so that's what that is.
The head boy in charge.
Yeah,
the head boy in charge.
Chad comes out. He gets a few good moments, and I think this is the point where Nightmare is down on the ground, and the whole thing with the Nightmares is they just wave. So Nightmare is down on the ground, and Rich is giving him the boots. And Nightmare's still waving. So just Rich looks down at Nightmare and just yells at him, "Stop waving!"
So yeah, and just before that, Rich hits a beautiful Emerald Flosion.
There's the Emerald Flosion.
Yes. On Marz Specialists.
It was a great Emerald Flosion.
Yeah.
So he beats down Nightmare and is just yelling at Nightmare to stop waving. The Nightmare is still waving. It's crazy. Oh, and then we get my favorite moment of the match.
Really?
Number 26, there's no easy way out. There's no shortcut home. The belt comes off, and Judge Ben Omen rips off his pants to show he is wearing a singlet.
He runs around the ring, throws his ref shirt. He gave his belt and his pants, I think, to Nate. Coming around the ring, he rips his ref shirt off, throws it at me, and then gets his pose and does like the razor pose in the ring.
Yeah.
I was so ready for this.
It was so good. And Nate, Ben gets in there and he has one of my favorite stretches of the Rumble where he goes on a bit of a tear and then like
sorry, just before Ben came in, Danny Evans was eliminated. I did not see the elimination. I don't think you did either. We just heard
it. I didn't either, yeah.
I think it was over on the far side. We didn't end up seeing it, but Danny Evans was eliminated. So Ben comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And
he
specifically messaged me.
Yeah.
This morning.
Okay.
This morning. And he comes in, goes on a tear, starts hitting people. Then he hits Marz.
Yep.
As he's calling it, as a tribute to his trainer.
Yep.
His first trainer, the Massive Driver.
Ah, I see. Massive Driver.
Yeah, so it essentially a Northern Lights bomb, but it was a massive driver.
We love that. And then immediately after hitting the massive driver, he gets up and we get a lethal weapon spot where T.Y and Ben bump each other on the back. They slowly turn around. They look at each other. They see everyone else is down. And then they just offer to touch tips. And the crowd is going nuts, yelling at them to touch tips.
And we're doing it in the crowd.
Yeah. And they touch tips. We can do it now. They touch tips. Boom. They touch tips, and then Rich immediately ruins the moment.
Yelling, nobody touches tips without me. Well, low blows Ben, then low blows T.Y.
Yeah.
I was very conflicted in that moment. I was very conflicted in the moment, even though I was wearing my Rich King shirt. That moment hurt me.
Yeah, it was sad, but like, unfortunately, this is what happens when friends drift apart. It's sad, but it's an unfortunate normal part of life. And then Rich after low blow.
So Ben gets eliminated by Rich after the low blows. So add another one for Rich. Then he ends up eliminating White Shirt. So add another one for Rich.
Yeah, so Rich is now at 5 eliminations. He's once again tied with the Mad Lads.
Well, Mad Lads technically have 6, but the team only had 4, but each individual member had 1.
Yeah, okay. So he's technically above the team of the Mad Lads.
Yeah.
And Rich has this moment where the crowd is booing him for eliminating Ben.
Well, he's standing there putting the finger up like everybody should be doing with him.
Yeah, and he basically says, "This is my moment. No one is going to stop me from winning the Grand Championship." The buzzer sounds. Larry Woods comes out. Yeah. And there's no, here's the thing. With Larry, there's no excitement. There's no trying to pump the crowd up. He just comes out with his skier. He takes his hat and his glasses and his jacket off, and he just immediately jumps into the ring and goes after Rich. He just tears Rich a new asshole, essentially.
Yeah. And then he sends Rich out of the ring.
Through the middle rope.
Through the middle ropes. And what does this dumbass do?
He Macho Mans himself.
He, what's the one from like 94?
Yeah, Macho Man did this, where he jumps over the top rope.
Yeah, there's a luchador did in 94 too.
Oh, no, that was 99.
No, that was 94. There's a luchador that does in like 94.
No, it was Mil Mascaras eliminated himself in like 97.
Oh, 97. That might be around then.
Mil Mascaras eliminated himself.
Mil Mascaras, he launches himself over the top rope to self-eliminate to attack Rich, and he starts beating up Rich on the floor. He hits at least two saw lines on the floor. When they get around to the other side, they end up getting broken apart. Yeah.
And it's like to the point where not just security is trying to get Rich to stop, but like Rich's friends who were in the crowd are trying to get Rich to get off. Or trying to get Larry's friends. My bad. Larry's friends are trying to get Larry to get off of Rich.
Yeah. That Ben is in his gear trying to get him to stop, and
he takes a significant chunk of this Rumble for himself.
Yeah, and it's just like you ruin everything. Larry ruins everything. You ruined it for yourself. You didn't ruin it for Rich because Rich didn't get eliminated. So you screwed up, you stupid idiot. You eliminated yourself, but you didn't accomplish anything by doing it. Like he didn't. All he did was like beat up Rich a bit, but he never accomplished anything for it.
His anger
because he's an idiot.
His rage blinded him. That's all it was. He just wanted to get his hands on Rich, and he didn't realize he eliminated himself until after he had calmed down, which is unfortunate for him. And then number 28, and this is another great pick for Spencer putting in the Rumble. The plaid hits the screen, and it's Thaddeus Archer III coming out to enter the Revolution Rumble, and I was super excited because I was watching the Archer Report for this coming up show, or for 42, while I was taking door. So that was a lot of fun. And I will say his addition of Carly as his new correspondent definitely improves the show massively.
I think we have the new best character of Thaddeus of the Archer Report, and it's definitely Carly. She's the new best character.
Carly did do a lot of stuff, and
Rich is the ultimate character. So that's no
like Rich is on a
character.
Yeah, no, it's like a tier list where Carly is definitely S tier character. It's just that Rich is on a whole other level.
Rich is just the infinity tier.
Yeah, Rich is like super Omega God tier.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, but Thaddeus comes out, and Larry is still not left ringside. He immediately gets into the ring, and he hits a saw line on Thaddeus, and friggin' eliminates him, even though he's already been eliminated. Mike people who aren't fans of Rich were saying that's bullshit.
Mike was incensed because this guy is not even in the match, but I said technically entered the ring and he went over the top, so it's technically an elimination.
Yeah, so it's unfortunate. But that was number 28. Were there any other eliminations before the next one? I don't think so.
Not until after the last two.
Okay, yeah. So number 29, the Rain City Stretcher, Liza Hall, makes her LPW return.
What did you call her originally?
I fucked up. I said the wrong. I said the River City. I said River City originally, and I'm like, oh wait, that's someone else.
Yeah, I have no idea who that is, but yeah, that was like no Rain City, and you're like, oh shit,
Rain City, yeah, because Vancouver is Rain City. It makes sense. Yeah, so the Rain City Stretcher comes out, and we get a fun. Actually, wait, that comes out later. We get a few fun spots from Liza, and then the final entrant, number 30. I
will not take this
anymore.
These words will never be
ignored. You want a battle?
Here's a
war. The return, LPW return of the greatest big man in Edmonton wrestling. It's Barricade.
And so Liza had come in and went on a tear of just beating the crap out of everybody. And then the music hits, and she just is looking like she's like, what the fuck am I about to deal with? And like, oh, it was so good. And then Barricade comes in, and he kind of attacks everybody. He's throws everybody down, like tosses Zoe around. She's tiny. He ends up eliminating Nightmare Number, as we're calling him in the graphic set on the screen.
Nightmare Number, shitty meme.
No, Nightmare Number 2.
Nightmare Number 2. And as he's eliminated, he's still waving because that's what nightmares do.
Dude, he got suplexed at one point, and his flip-flops, one flew off and hit me and Kat. The other one flew up into the air, went somewhere, and I don't know where it went.
Yeah. I didn't even realize the Nightmare was wearing flip-flops. But yeah, no, he gets eliminated.
Yeah, he gets eliminated. And then Liza Hall goes after Barricade again. He ends up jumping on him, gets a guillotine choke, and then they go over the top with the 2004 Big Show elimination spot where she drags him over the choke. And then as she's dragging him over, everybody else runs over, grabs Barricade, and toss him out. And Liza survives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was a great spot. I do love that it was preceded by the Big Show elimination spot, which despite...
I'm not going to give that to everybody. I'm giving that to Liza because she was the one eliminating Barricade when they came.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite Rumble spots of the entire history of the Royal Rumble. So I'm very glad that that was used.
Yeah. So that happens. And Rich is the only person that was not involved in that because he's still out cold on the floor.
Yeah, because fucking Larry.
Because of goddamn Larry. So everybody's battling me. Eventually get 2 Tower of Dooms with Zoe and Liza each on the bottom of each Tower of Doom. And then Chad Millz, Mills, our boy, gets the elimination of Zoe Sager here.
Very glad that he got that. Yeah, no pressure. You're just getting your notes in order.
And then,
do I have anything?
Yeah, Witcher. And then next up, Nasty Nate Nixon was thrown out by Liza Hall. And Liza runs at Zoe, but Zoe drops down, pulling down the top rope, and she goes over the top and gets eliminated by Zoe with the low bridge.
Yeah. Did you say Chad eliminated Zoe? I thought Zoe eliminated Chad.
Sorry, Zoe eliminated, or Chad Millz was tossed out by Zoe. I'm sorry, I apologize.
No, it's fine because I know Zoe stays later, and there's.
Chad was tossed out by Zoe, then Nate was tossed out by Liza, then Liza was low bridged by Zoe. I apologize for my mess up.
That's fine.
So we get some spots. MRB and Jaxx Wylder continue their battle here, where they're fighting here in this match, and Blais goes to eliminate Jaxx Wylder, and Jaxx Wylder turns it around and tosses Blais over the top rope. And we were all like, no, because Blais. Yeah. And he gets up, he's staring at Jaxx, he's falling back into the corner, and he just gives him the clap.
Clapping, yeah. There's a couple of things that I wanted to mention before MRB gets eliminated. There's this 6 people in the ring moment where Jaxx, Zoe, T.Y, MRB, Goose, and one other person I can't remember. They all just sort of look at each other. Then they all spam finishers on each other. Where sorry, not Goose. There's 2 other people I don't remember who was in it. I think Beerat was.
Is your final 6 been Zoe, MRB, Jaxx, Marz, T.Y, and Rich on the floor?
Yeah, and there was one more. The one before that.
MRB was number 6. Was part of the final 6.
No, the final 6, not including Rich.
So before that would have been Liza.
Yeah, Liza. Okay, fair. It was the final 5 did this.
The final 5 of the 6, 5 of the 6 did it.
Yeah, the final 5 of the 6 did this finisher spamming. There was a moment where Zoe hits this massive victory roll on MRB. That was really cool. But I think favorite.
That was a code red.
Code red.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think my favorite moment of this entire thing, MRB hits TY with a brain buster. And the face TY made post brainbuster, it literally looks like his brain was turned to mush. His eyes were wide. He was sputtering. It was a beautiful sell.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, you can continue now. That's just
and then Blais was eliminated there.
Yeah, which was a mind-altering moment. Genuinely, the crowd lit up as soon as MRB got eliminated.
So a bunch more fighting, and then Jaxx Wylder is eliminated by Marz the Specialist. So your final 4 are Marz the Specialist, Zoe Sager, T.Y. Jackson, and Rich King on the floor. Yeah, but as soon as Marz tossed out Jaxx, Zoe ran over and dumped Marz over the top, eliminating Marz the Specialist.
This is a great sort of thing because they're trying to make people forget about Rich King at this point. So at this point, the crowd expects this to be the final 2, which is a great final 2. It's Zoe Sager, the former ZPW champion, who's been scorned and lost her title to Steven Crowe. And there's TY, who's had this continual, wanting to win the big one. And he's gone coast to coast in the Rumble. So it's a great story they've ended off with here.
Yeah. T.Y. and Zoe had this incredible back and forth. They're just hitting everything, and then they end up on the apron. They're They're both over the top. They're fighting on the apron. T.Y. runs at Zoe, who's against the corner. She backdrops him, and he goes up over in the ring, runs to the other side, comes off with as you said, the triangle kick.
Yeah.
Zoe off the apron. She falls to the floor. TY starts celebrating that
crowd goes wild.
But the refs are going no, it's not over. There's one more. And you see Rich's head pop
up. You just see a little bald head pop out on the other side of the ring.
He pops up, slides in, grabs TY, tosses him over the top. Glorious day. But no.
That's all we can hope for. He does toss him over, but, TY manages to hold on.
He skins the cat. He gets back in. As Rich is celebrating with his back turned, TY grabs Rich, hucks him over the top. Rich goes out. Both feet touch the floor. And it is over. T.Y. Jackson from 1 to the end is your LPW Revolution Rumble winner and is the new #1 contender for the show in March.
For the LPW Grand Championship. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no, like as much as as we are huge fans of Rich, and there's a reason, right? Yeah, there's a reason that we are huge fans of Rich. And as much as we wanted him to win the Rumble, I think that TY winning was the better choice.
TY winning was it's what we've all been waiting for so long, is that he's finally got his opportunity.
TY finally earns his own opportunity, and I cannot wait for the March show to see if TY can actually finish the job.
I think he's too.
And I think he will. He went coast to coast tonight. I think he can do anything. He cuts a really emotionally charged promo post-match about how he's earned this title and how he's been grinding for the entire year and how the grind is never going to stop until he has Steven where he wants him. He says straight up, nothing that I've ever done in my career will feel any better than pinning you and taking that title off of your hands, Steven. So you best hold on to that belt and keep it around your Weasley little waist until I can get a shot at you.
Yep.
It was a phenomenal promo and a great way to end off the night.
And then he does say, after Crowe left, that he will be grinding it out and he will be picking up W's until he gets to that match.
Yeah, it was great.
Yep. Amazing.
That was a long episode, my guy.
And I'm going to say it right now, match of the shows. We're going to do over-encompassing. We're not doing two different matches of the night. Match of the night, Revolution Rumble, right?
Yeah, like it's obviously the Rumble. Like there's nothing that can beat a 30-man Rumble.
No.
In my opinion. It is in my opinion, the greatest stipulation that has ever been made in the history of wrestling. It has star power. It has surprises. It has returns and debuts, drama, stories, angles. Has everything you could possibly want as a stipulation. And LPW did it super well on the first go. They had returns, debuts. They had people, they had commentary coming out and doing commentary and managers taking spots. We had the big coast-to-coast feel-good story of T.Y. Jackson. Just there was so much good in this match.
I think next year, the next Revolution Rumble, whoever wins has to win from 27.
Yeah, no, I guess that is the
win.
lucky number in the Rumble. Yeah, do that.
You guys like 4 or 5. It's the most amount that a number has won.
Yeah.
But that being said, we've been here long enough. I think it's time for us to quickly give our information.
Yeah, very quick.
And then we're going to get the heck out of here.
Yeah, let's be quick. All right, you can find me at the Blue Sky at awscomedy.bluesky.social. You can find me on the Instagrams at awscomedyeg. I promote all my stuff there, including comedy shows. And if you want to watch me and our Spanish friend Andreas and my currently best friend Malcolm, you can find out all we have as opinions on Power Rangers at the Morphomania podcast on youtube.com/@humanoidfreak2515. And as per usual, I'll give a quick shout out to the Rhinestone. They still have great shows. They continue to have great shows. I will once again plug Under the Radar. Mixtape Improv presents Under the Radar next Thursday, November 27th at 9 p.m. I will be there to watch my improv community troops, my friends in the community, kill it on stage as they always do. So if you're coming next Thursday, do not be afraid to hit me up, say hello. It'd be great to see you. They need to keep the lights on, so please donate at the link there, grindstonetheater.ca/donate. I will not keep us any longer. Where can they find you, my friend?
I'm going to go as fast as possible. You can find me on the X Blue Sky at that Canada guy. You can find me on Instagram and Threads at that Canada dude. You can find me over on our local establishment where I do the Point of View every Sunday. You can check that out. Brand new episodes every Sunday morning, live at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come check that out. You can check them out on all the socials below all the podcasts or our local establishment on all the different social media places. You can always find me here on Backbreaker Video, where we do the pop spot. We're a pop and spot. We have some new ideas coming in the new year, so stay tuned for that. More stuff coming from the Pop Spot in the new year, right here on Backbreaker Video. But you can also find a lot of other great wrestling content right here on YouTube.com/Backbreaker Video. Go back, look at all the old wrestling content that Mike has in the archives over here. Lots of great stuff in there. I highly recommend Michael Richard Blais versus Giselle, the current Maple Leaf Wrestling Women's Champion Giselle Shaw from Drayton Valley. You might see this man right here in the video too. So go check that out. Great little match there. And then you can also find Mike live over on Twitch, where he does his weekly AEW shows. You can see him every Wednesday and Saturday doing the watch-alongs for AEW. And you can also see him play video games over there at twitch.tv/MikeTheRef. See all his video game content live there. Or if you want to see replays of his gaming content, go to youtube.com/@backbreaker_gaming, where you can find all the replays of all his great gaming content. And one more shout out to Love Wrestling. You can find them on lovewrestling.ca, or you can find them over on Tixer. Just search up Love Wrestling, and you can get tickets to their next event. They have Rumble coming up in January, along with their CWS show and their LPW show at the end of the month. So check all of those out over on Tixer.
Can I get a pop for that?
Pop.
So with that, we've come to a super large episode, the end of a super large episode of the Pop Spot involving 2 shows. Thank you, as always, for watching. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to Backbreaker Media, and comment on the video. Do everything, all the YouTube stuff, because you know your boys deserve it. And until next time, stay poppin'. Bye-bye.